want to teach you what I call a Jocson bend test. And what it is a test, an assessment to look at the stability or control during the bend pattern. And more specifically, I'm looking at more of the transverse, or that twisty, rotating plane of motion and its effect on the bending pattern. So what you do is you ask your client to pretend there's a heavy weight in front of them. How would they pick it up? And just observe, see how they position themselves. More specifically, see if they have one foot in front of the other during the movement. If they do, have them do it again, but with the opposite foot forward, and have them compare the two. If they have both feet in front of them as their natural setup, have them do it again with one foot and then the other foot forward, and have them compare and ask them which one feels better or more stable or more comfortable. Now, some people might not be as aware, so they might not notice any difference. So I have them pick up a weight. Weight is the truth seeker, the truth teller. It's the equalizer in that the body starts to respond or react more realistically to their habitual way of moving. So I generally take, depending on the person, at least 30 pounds. This is 20 kilos, 44 pounds. So you would have them again, pick up the weight and ask them how it feels. But first you're observing to see again which foot is in front of the other. And then if they have one foot in front of the other, put the other one, see how it feels, compare. If they don't, and they come out even, their feet come out even when they first do it, then have them try it again with one foot in front of the other, both sides. So 100% of the time you usually find, if it's a positive test, they'll feel a difference. So if they feel stronger with one side more than the other, that's the tendency of their pelvis being turned in that direction during the bend pattern, right? This is very common in people with chronic sacroiliac joint issues, okay? Whether it be the right side or left side. So we're not really interested for training-wise in this test to train them where they're already strong or stable. We want to go into their weak position or a less stable position and try to figure out why, and then train them so that they're no longer feeling unstable or weak in that position. So this way you're improving their adaptive capacity and their resiliency to handle stress and have them be comfortable in all positions as possible. So for example, with me, I tend to have my right foot forward and I feel much stronger when I'm bending, just in general. That's because my pelvis has a tendency of being rotated to the right side. Now, whenever I do that with my right foot forward, that's turning my pelvis to the left, or biasing to the left. If I don't catch myself or watch myself, let's say I'm tired, I haven't fully recovered from a training session, and I'm just moving weights around for clients or whatever for myself, cleaning up, I'll feel my right sacroiliac joint, I'll feel a little pressure that wants to compress. What's really going on is that joint's flopping all over the place probably. It feels a little unstable. So my muscles my lower back muscles start to tighten, and the lumbar spine. So that's because if I do something and I lift something off the floor and I bend my right foot forward, my pelvis is supposed to turn to the left a little bit. But because my brain knows what it knows and it's comfortable and it likes to be safe and secure, it wants to turn my pelvis to the right because my brain thinks I'm lifting something that's somewhat of a threat. Get ready. It's my brain talking to the body. So my body goes into position that I normally like to, which is I like to turn my pelvis to the right, like this. But here I am standing with my right leg forward, so I'm in conflict, okay? So who gets the short end of the stick in that conflict? Right sacroiliac joint. So I have to be conscious. If I have my right leg forward and I bend forward and I'm lifting a weight, I have to turn my pelvis a little bit to bias where my leg is, right? I have to adapt to my position and with the load. So I would take that test, and you could apply it to not just any activities that involve a bending pattern. You could apply it to other movement patterns as well, just to notice the differences. But that's a really quick test, and I find it very easy to implement. And just when you apply it to someone's training, it just adds more value to each training session. Thank you.